Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, which is a yes or no reading. So I must first say that your intuition trumps whatever you get in this reading, and that you should rely the most on your intuition. These readings are just a guide to help you point you in the right direction, but you are the ultimate intuitive guide to yourself on this life. But that being said, we've got think of a particular question or issue that you have, and then see what pile you're the most drawn to, and to see what answer you get for this reading. All right, pile number 1, yes or no. Let's see what we have here. So we've got the Page of Cups. So it looks like some sort of offer could be given to you, but you're sort of thinking, you're wondering, you're having second thoughts about this offer, is what I'm hearing. And you're like, will it take me into a direction that is positive? Will it take me into a direction where I'm positive? And I'm hearing that in most cases it will. In some cases it could be a circuitous route on the way to your ultimate destination. But it's sort of like it's being offered to you, but it's sort of, I'm hearing in a lot of cases it's and this is a collective reading, but it's sort of like what direction it goes. Like you're being offered something, and in a lot of cases the direction that it goes is in your hands, is directly in your hands. So it's how whatever direction you go with it, it's in your hands is what I'm hearing. And you sense it is, and I'm hearing that could be, and there's almost a fear of having it in your hands because, oh, what direction could it be? Could it be a disaster direction? But I'm hearing in some cases it could be, but if it is a disastrous direction, so I'm hearing in 20% of the cases, about 20% of the cases, you'll know this by the pit in your stomach. You'll know this by, you have a feeling in the pit of your stomach. And I'm hearing that there's a difference. I'm hearing that this group needs to know that there's a difference between that pit in your gut, your stomach feeling, and an anxiety. There's nothing wrong with anxiety about going forward in a situation. In fact, that could even be a positive sign. But when you have a pit in your stomach, then that is and that's a bad sign. That's a very a bad sign when you have a pit in the stomach. And I'm hearing that most of you know, but ask your body or your sort of guides to tell you the difference, because it's like, I'm hearing that this could really, in a lot of cases, this whole whatever this is could really be a positive thing in terms of, self-responsibility and even intuition development even. And so in a lot of cases it has a positive vibe. In some cases it could be a very, I'm hearing 20%, it could be a really negative situation. But in a lot of cases it's like a positive feeling. And in your fears, I'm hearing that when you step into this seat of self-responsibility and self-power, you will be able to direct this, and you can wait into the right direction. You may even be able to curtail the sort of the routes that it could go in, like sort of the direction, the negative routes you could go. You could even, through your own power, direct the whole situation into a more positive direction. That's what I'm hearing for pile number 1. Let us see, what do we have for pile number 2? Pile number 2, yes or no? Let's see, yes or no? Let's see. I'm hearing, this could be a heavy no in most cases. I'm hearing because you've waited for this too long, and I'm hearing in 85%, it sort of lands itself towards a negative energy. And I'm not saying all, because in some cases maybe it could be a positive direction, but it's sort of like there's this heaviness to it, because it's sort of like it's just you've been waiting on this for a long time. It could be sort of you've been wrestling with this, and it could be, I'm hearing in a lot of cases, it could be contingent on another person's actions for whatever that means. You could be contingent, and you're sort of sick of this particular person. So I'm hearing if it's a yes, then the universe has sort of put you over the finish line, and it will happen irregardless of the person. Interesting. So it's sort of like, but there's a heaviness to this. So like even when it's a yes, it's almost like there's a sense that it's, so I'm hearing in some cases of a yes, and it could be a positive in some yeses, but you feel kind of like heavy, like this has been such a burden. You've been wrestling with this. You've been wrestling with a lot of this a lot. In some cases, you've been wrestling with another person, but it's sort of like you want to get this onto another track, and it's almost like even you really want to get this onto another track. You're kind of feeling a sense of frustration with it, is what I'm hearing. There's a heaviness with it, and I'm hearing it's not always no because of the heaviness, because there could be. I'm hearing for some there could be an energetic shift within another person, or there could not be. But I'm hearing that whether or not there's an energetic shift within the person or places that you're sort of connected to that's related to this no, that it's always good to look within yourself. And the change is going, like I'm hearing the whole adage, the reality is your mirror, is important here. And I'm hearing not in the sense of don't feel guilty if the situation is bad, don't feel guilty, but it's sort of like, you don't have that, what do you call it, spiritual guilt, if you will, but it's sort of like you want to use this as a situation to recognize your own power, and that you're worthy of a situation. I'm hearing that always remember that you're worthy of a situation that is of the highest level, of a situation that is the highest level that it could be. So that's what I'm hearing. So always remember that. Always remember that, you're worthy of a situation that is of a high level, is what I'm hearing. You're worthy of that, and when you know that, reality will shift to whatever it is. So it's about powerful, realizing that you're not in a sense of spiritual guilt, because that's a bad feeling and we don't want to have that, but it's sort of like knowing that through this situation, how heavy, it feels a very heavy sort of oppressive energy, and whatever direction it takes, it's about you feeling powerful, that you can create your reality, that you can go within and that mirror your reality in the way that suits you, I'm hearing. So it's a very much, whether it's a yes or a no, it's about empowerment for you. Interesting. Pile number 2. Now in the pile number 3. Oh yeah, one more thing for pile number 2. Make sure to look into all aspects of the situation. I'm hearing, it sort of go behind closed doors, or what could be behind closed doors, to empower yourself fully. So it's not just you creating the situation, but it's sort of like you kind of figure empowering. It could be the mirroring effect, and empowering yourself through the mirroring effect of what's going on inside you. But it could also be, I'm hearing your investigative energies of figuring out really. So that could be another. It won't fit for everyone, but it's sort of like an investigative energy for some of you, an investigative energy. So put on your detective hats too, to figure out what's going on in the situation. Your detective hats, your intuition hats, to figure out what is really going on in the situation. All right, pile number 3 now. It's yes or no. Empress. So that already feels good. The Empress energy. We'll see if there's any hitches to this, because the Empress has a kind of a nourishing yes-like energy to it. So I'm feeling already a bit of a yes-like energy, but let's see what other energies that come up. 8 of Cups. So it's sort of I'm hearing, feeling with this is a sort of like, it's sort of a hemmed in energy for this. Like it's sort of like you feel very trapped, like you want to create something, and I'm seeing this image of trickling through this energies to get to an outcome. And I think some of you have already figured out how to do this. Like, it's something you've struggled with. But it does feel, the Empress, when I felt the Empress energy, I felt good. It felt like a good energy, but it feels like you're hemmed in, and some of you have figured out how to create this in your life, or some of you haven't. And for the ones who haven't, I'm hearing how you can energetically flow through to what you want with the least effort possible. And it's about allowing this flowing energy throughout your system, is what I'm hearing, throughout your energetic system. Because there may be, and it sounds like what I'm hearing is that, like, sometimes you may feel that you want something, and you do want it. I'm not saying that you don't want it, but there's sort of like this energetic real resistance to it. Like, there's energetic resistance within your own emotions to it. So I'm hearing that, like, once you understand your emotions are key. So I'm so hearing that you may want to do a psychological, emotional deep dive in regards to what you truly feel about this thing that you want to manifest. And when you do that, I'm hearing it will flow so much more easier. But it feels like in most cases, I'm not saying 100%, but in most cases, it has a positive energy, but just a blocked energy of emotions going within yourself, of what you really feel about this, and how to, because we can want something, but there can be resistance to it. Yes, we've got the Seven of Cups, so it's sort of like you 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups, interesting. And I already got that emotional, sort of this sense of confusion, and I had this image of like, this sort of like flowing through these, like Tetris, or not, I don't know, this sort of video game where you, not Tetris, but I don't know what it's called, but you like go to flow through all these energies to get to the other side. And I'm hearing that, so what I'm hearing for this issue that you're facing is sort of like, yes, look at what's going on in the outside, but also sort of look at what sort of look at what it is that you truly feel about this situation. Because I'm hearing that your psyche may be a little bit more resistant to this than you think. You may, like emotion, we've got all this emotion here, all these cups, the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. Interesting, in different order too. So that kind of gives the sense of the hemmed in sense too. And sort of like what you feel. And I'm hearing too, there's a sort of a sense of difficulty connecting to what you actually want. But when you do this emotional deep dive, and I'm hearing just to do that, you sort of feel your emotions, sort of go into your emotions, and sort of go underneath them. Like, just however you want to do it, you just ask that you be led to the right way to do this emotional deep dive, and sort of, do you really want, what do you fear about this? And maybe you have the deep fear in regards to it. And then I'm hearing, once you go into this emotion, what you want, and I'm hearing that sometimes it could be a different form. Like, what you could want could be in a different form that you think. And a lot of cases, it's a yes, and it is. You clearly what you want, and what in front of you is the correct form. But I'm hearing for some people, in some cases, it's like it could be a different form or a slightly different form. But either way, and in that case, it could be a no if it's a slightly different form, almost a yes. A yes or almost a yes, but a slightly no, it's slightly different form. But it always goes back to the emotions and realigning those. And then once you have those aligned, but I'm hearing you may be surprised what resistance you have to it. It may be, I'm seeing this image of like sort of a psyche, and it's sort of like, there may be an iceberg in your psyche that you're not even aware of. And if this doesn't resonate, only take that if it resonates with you. Only take that if it feels like it resonates. But it's sort of like, like you want to just feel, does it resonate, does it not? And it all connects to your emotions. But I think that's enough to get the ball rolling, so you can create what you truly want. And I'm hearing you just also recognize it could be worthiness too, like believing that you're worthy of having what you want. Fearing what you want, that's a big part of it. But also feeling unworthy, a little bit of that too, I pick up for some as well. But it's an emotional deep drive, and then you will have this abundance. And I'm hearing for some, it's the ultimate of what you want. and it could be right in front of you now, but or it could be a slightly different form. And I'm hearing if you don't, if you feel it's a slightly different form, then just recognize that and like yeah, all right, you'll know that. Okay, part number 4. I'm hearing materialism. Oh, interesting. The first thing we get, which is the devil in the other deck, like the traditional deck. So materialism. So I'm hearing 50-50. So what else? Let's get some other information. It could be a very constrictive situation, and you may be trying to create what you want from a fear-based place, going from the frying pan into a fire. Let's see if we can get some more information on that. So I'm hearing it's sort of like interesting judgment. Okay, I'm hearing that you could be resisting. Moving towards something could actually be resistance, coming from a strong place of resistance. And it's almost like, do you really know what you want? It's like sometimes we think that we know what we want, or we may not know what we want, is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing that it's sort of, I'm hearing in some cases you may be moving forward and feeling that you're moving towards something that is more beneficial, but it could actually be a trap, is what I'm hearing. In some cases, in some cases, but let's see what else. Knight of Cups. So it's sort of like, in some cases, it feels 50-50. So in some cases, it could be a trap, and in some cases, it's almost like you're going through the wrong goals, thinking it's for the right reasons, but it's really not. Or you're meeting somebody who is doing things for the wrong reasons, and someone in the situation is a little off in terms of not really knowing if they should go to this direction or not. You know, if they should just go to this direction or not. So what else? So I'm hearing if it's a yes, you'll know because you'll know within yourself that you've made a huge change, an emotional change, and it will feel emotionally right, and you'll know it. And if it's not quite right, you'll know it. But how do you really know? Because because I'm getting this sense of it could be somebody could be lying to themselves in this situation. But somebody could be very clear in this situation. So I'm hearing if you're clear, you'll know it, and you'll feel a sense of lightness. You'll feel a sense of lightness and alrightness. But if it could be moving towards something, or somebody's being deceiving or about a situation. Like, for example, if it's a job offer, maybe, I'm just getting this example, it could be a person too, but it's sort of like, for example, like, oh, you go to, a job for, on Craigslist or something, or some other job store, or I don't know, another site. I don't know if that's even a site, but like, some sort of, I don't know, like, some sort of site, but to look for a job, and or posting or somewhere, and you're like, oh, well, this feels like a terrific opportunity, and it's sort of like an energy, but I really want this to be a great opportunity, but there may be things that it's presented in an accurate way or a deceptive way, or somebody's moving forward in the wrong reasons, or thinks it's like an up-levelment when it's not, but it actually could be an up-levelment, I'm hearing in some cases, to add to the confusion. But it's like, you'll know if it's an up-levelment. I mean, you'll just know, because you'll know, you'll have a sense in your heart where everything will feel complete, like all the pieces, you may be scared, but all the pieces will feel together. But if it's not, it's sort of like an agitated feeling. Like it's like almost like a feeling will be, and being brought to feelings here will be a slight different feeling of excitement and even nervousness, but everything will feel almost relaxed. And excitement mixed with relaxation, or it could be an excitement mixed with anxiety that is sort of sour and bad. So I'm hearing, yeah, feelings are important here, but following the right feelings and the right leads is even more important. And I'm hearing that watch out for deceivers is what I hear. Like there's something, watch out for deceivers, but I'm hearing that it could be also be, this situation could be, okay, I'm hearing, okay, it's kind of gets a little complicated because it's like, I'm hearing you could be watching out for deceivers in this situation because there could be deceivers, snakes in the grass in this situation. But then I'm hearing another thing where you've had deceivers and snakes in the grass in the past and you've really up-leveled from this. And this sort of snake deceiver energy is going bye-bye. So now you're kind of like, you left that energy. I'm hearing in some cases, you've left that energy in the past. And you're actually, this is a strong yes of going to a positive up-levelment. Like it's like a positive up-levelment because that's the energy you've left. So you're either going into that negative energy or you've definitely put a boundary where that's the ending of that kind of energy. And it is actually a very positive, but it's like you want to up-level and get away from that, or you want to get away, like you've done lots of spiritual work, you want to get away. And yeah, 50% of you have up-leveled, and this is a yes, and it is, and you've totally aligned your energies to create something in which this is a resounding, almost spiritual yes. It's like you've gone through all these trials and tribulations. You've been tied up in horrible situations in your own mind and outward, and you've really wanted to move forward, and now it's there. And it actually is smooth sailing. But for others, it's almost like the exact opposite. It's like this, it's like almost like one last test to see if you can actually, but for some of you, you've actually moved behind it and it's 100% all rainbows, good situation. But other ones, so there's snakes in the grass, where some have left the snakes in the grass and some have to be a little wary about the situation because there could be snakes in the grass. I hope that makes sense. And let's see if I can get any of the messages. So it's sort of like, I'm hearing there could be a lot of confusion in the mind in a lot of these cases. And I'm hearing that, like, sort of go out of your mind and meditate. I'm hearing meditate. Go out of your mind and into your heart. And once you feel that heart connection, but there's almost like all these energies around you that sort of like, so you want to move beyond these energies into the heart energy is what I'm hearing. And you want to move beyond these energies into the heart feeling. And you'll know, and I'm hearing that there's a relief. You'll feel a relief, and I'm hearing for some this is a very positive yes. In fact, it's a very compared to some of the situations you've been in the past. This is that you've really transcended this. If this is a yes, and you've really done the work, gone through some very hard times, hard people, horrible people, and in some cases horrible situations, and now this is your shining, whatever form it is. It's a very shining yes. So, and yeah, so that feels, it feels like a very interesting reading, but I hope I conveyed that in a way that kind of made sense. I hope that made sense. Interesting. Now, pile number 5, yes or no. Let us see. What do we have for this yes or no? Ace of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and 2 of Cups. Interesting. I'm hearing it's sort of an imbalanced situation. So I'm hearing in some cases it's sort of an imbalance. And if you're making this a yes, part of it is rectifying this imbalance, whether it's, and I'm hearing for some, if someone isn't willing to rectify the imbalance, then it can be a no, because I'm hearing you could be dealing with somebody who's or a situation that's very stubborn and difficult, and it just won't move out, it just won't gel in some cases. So I'm hearing about 45% no, and in some cases it just won't gel. It's not willing to. The energies just aren't. And I'm hearing if that's the case, if you're that 45%, then know that there's probably nothing you can do for that 45%. And there's some in the middle that's sort of like you could gel it, but there's a 45% and it's just such a stuck energy that there's no point in even like trying to make it gel. But 15% of it, yes, it could gel. Yeah, and then for some it's just ready to almost about 35%. It just needs the right push, the right energy to be right. And it's sort of like it's just balancing it out, and you can help it balancing it out by going within and finding your sense of non-attachment to the outcome, finding your sense of non-attachment to the outcome. And yeah, it's sort of like that. It's sort of like, so if that, and then you can kind of realign your energy. You can always sort of put some sort of spiritual spell-like energy towards it. If you are like the 35%, that it's kind of almost ripe for the picking. And there might be a little bit of energy that needs to be shifted, but it is possible. But some it's not. It's just too stuck. So some can be eased in the right direction. Some just situations or whatever the situation could be are just too stuck. But let's see what else and get some other messages. Remember to always only move forward into situations that feel totally aligned. You are done with the misaligned situations. You want to only go through the aligned situations. I'm hearing in the past, it may have been fine for you. You may have, that may have even been appropriate for you at some time to be in this sort of slightly misaligned situations. But I'm hearing now, no, you only want to be in like the aligned situations. You only want to be in the aligned situations, and and I'm hearing if this is one of the stuck situations, know that this is going to just provide like I believe I said 45% stuck. If it's a really stuck situation, know that this can be a contrast to a situation that's very like healthy. It's actually healthy. It may be in some cases just showing you a situation that's actually healthy and good. It might be showing you a past energy pattern. It may be painful to feel like this is the way, but it's that way. But it's sort of like this past energy pattern that's you want to basically like you just want to in that case, I'm hearing if that's the case, if it's a very stuck energy, the 45% really stuck, don't make it any more painful than it needs to be, was what I'm hearing. Which is hard, I'm hearing in some cases, but there may be some energetic work that needs to be within yourself. It's almost like meeting an aspect of yourself that still has an old pattern in it, is what I'm hearing. But if you can, and I'm hearing in some cases this situation can be very stuck and difficult, and use that as a springboard to a totally new life, a totally new pattern, a totally new sort of reality. A totally new reality is yours if you can reintegrate or release this old pattern. A totally new reality is yours, is what I'm hearing. All right, so that's what we've got for pile number 5. And I'm hearing Godspeed too. Godspeed to this new reality. you can get there. You can get to this new reality. And I'm hearing you're not stuck. You can make it to the new reality. Interesting. Okay, so that's all we've got for pile number 5. I hope you enjoyed this yes or no reading. I hope you have a terrific day. Bye-bye.